Hey again. I hope that you guys can see me. And I got to take care of a couple of quick things and then see if I can get my my screen to share. So give me 1 second. Okay, got that taken care of. Now let's see if I can share my screen. No, it's not there. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is battling me, guys. I mean, I could do it without it, but it would be a lot better if I could do it with it. So we may just have to roll with it. You'll have to watch me with my notes. Actually, I don't know how to do it because I can't see my PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm not sure what to do here, people. I've never had this happen before, where I haven't been able to get my PowerPoint up. So you see me, yay. Hey, Sam. It's not. Why is it not? There it is. Okay. Okay, now I think you can see it. Tell me if y'all can see my screen. I'm very hopeful right now. Oh, I think you can because I can see it. Oh, yay. Okay, so I'm going to just think that, yes, we can. Let me see who's still on. So I see a hand raised. Awesome. Y'all let me know. You just went away. Oh, yay. So, Sperry, you can see my screen? Y'all let me know if you say, if you can see my screen, type yes. Oh, yes, Sam's saying yay. Awesome. Okay. Okay. we're going to get going. I'm sending a text real quick. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you guys so much for your patience. We just got to love technology, don't we? So we're going to get going tonight. So, basically, we're going to learn how to crush your prospects' objections. Oh, you know what? I forgot I got to do one more thing. Sorry. There's so many things you got to do when you use Google Hangouts. If you don't go and unpublish stuff, it starts playing live on Google Plus and on YouTube. And I don't particularly want it playing live. So I always have to go in and like delete it or unpublish it from the feed. So anyway, okay, I got that taken care of. So we're going to learn how to crush your prospects' objections tonight. We're going to learn how to get a yes more often to your product and your business. So before we get going, though, I want to let you know who I am for those of you who don't know me. I am Emily Quisenberry. I am a wife of 22 years and a mom to 3 amazing kids. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of us at the beach. We love the beach. It's our favorite place. And that is actually a part of my why that motivates me to do this business, is to be able to spend more time there. As a matter of fact, my husband and I would really like to retire to the beach. It's not warm enough here in Texas in the winter. There we are again. That was more recently at Easter with everybody home. I have one away that lives away, and then I have 2 more still at home. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I'm a 9-to-5 job rebel. I have been most of my adult life. I actually have 20 years of experience in old school network marketing. I was first introduced to this amazing industry when I was about 23 or 24 years old. 24, I think. I had a little 1-year-old at home. I don't even know if he was 1. And loved the idea of being my own boss, loved the idea of really having charge of my own schedule, and just jumped in, didn't know what I was doing. It was a direct sales company and started making money. And the bug bit me from that point forward. Here I am actually in my most current company. I've been with this company 16 months, and I ended up winning the top recruiter award last year. And there I am receiving that award. It was a huge honor. I'd only been in the company 6 months. I couldn't believe it, but was super, super grateful for that. And it just showed that the skills that I had been learning that whole time just really came into play. So don't give up, no matter where you are in your business. That's what I want you to know, guys. You know, we hear the stories of the people who go fast and who make the millions and who do all those things. And I mean, we always need to be perfecting and getting better at our skill set. And we also can't, make excuses or think that, if we're not being honest with ourselves. There's sometimes we need to just pull the Band-Aid off and just do it, but just know that sometimes things don't happen as quickly as what you think they should. So in 2013, I actually decided to expand online. It was in actually late, like October of 2013, because I really knew that I could leverage the internet. And I knew that there were people online that I could connect with that would want what I had. I just didn't know how to do it in a professional way and in a way that would really set me up to attract people to me, not have to go out and try to hunt for people, but instead more like be able to fish. And so I ended up going on a journey, spending over $13,000 in 18 months to learn how to position myself online properly so that I could have that opportunity. And again, I'm connected with probably every person on this webinar because of that journey that I've been on. There I am in at a retreat in February with a bunch. You may recognize some of those people. There's some top marketers online that I had the privilege to go and work with for about 2.5 days. Shut up in a mansion in Orlando, Florida, learning how to build a business online. And I'll tell you, I believe that marrying offline skill set with an online presence is the most powerful marketing you can do. That's what we're in, guys. We're in the business of marketing. And so we have to learn how to market in our warm market, our cold market, and online. And my passion really is to change lives. I want to help you sidestep the pain, the difficulty, and the expense that I experienced. I want to shorten your learning curve And I want you to see success quicker than I have and even bigger than I have. So let's talk about objections. What are objections and why do you think we get them when we're talking to people about our business or our product? Well, there's actually some reasons. They can actually be legitimate unanswered questions that people have. An objection can truly be that. An objection can also be a stall tactic. I'm sure you guys can, relate to that and know what I'm talking about. It's actually a way for people to kick the can down the road and not really ever have to make a decision. And it can also be a protective measure from them having to say no, especially if there's somebody that's close to you and they don't want to hurt your feelings, right? They don't realize that the avoidance or the objection is actually more annoying than just telling you no. And so, those are some of the reasons psychologically that we get objections. And I think that can be helpful because when we are talking to people, we can try to discern what it is. Is it legitimate or is it a stall tactic? Is it a way to protect themselves from having to say no? Is it them kicking the can down the road and they have no intention of ever saying yes? And if that's the case, obviously we move on. But let's talk about a simple strategy. That's one of the things I told you in the on the registration page was that I would teach you a simple strategy to actually decrease your objections. And this is it. You want to address them before they come up. And what I mean by that is when you are setting up calling your people and your prospect or texting them or however you choose to reach out. It's really about the setup and the posture that you have. And I'm going to give you some little bullet points on what you need to include in your setup when you're calling someone. Or I guess it could even be cold market, but probably not so much cold market. You want to give your compelling why. You want to share that you have done your research and that because you wanted to be confident to put your name on something. You want to share that you're going to do something big with this. And you want to give the reason that you thought of them. You want to let them off the hook and you want to ask for 30 minutes today or tomorrow. And it's 90% visual. Because some people are going to be like, oh, just tell me now. And again, let me give you a quick definition of what I think posture is. Posture to me in this type of a situation, in a prospecting, presenting situation, is where I'm in control of the conversation. Now, have you ever been in a moment, whether you're calling to ask somebody to take a look or you're actually presenting the information, where they start asking you all these questions and all of a sudden they're in control of the conversation and you're the one reacting and having to respond? That's not a good place to be in. And leaders don't do that. We want to be in control of the conversation and directing where it's going. So we want to ask for 30 minutes today or tomorrow. And if they're married, guys, this is so key. And if you take nothing away from this whole night, except for this, I want you to get this. If you are married, if they're married or in a long-term relationship, when you are setting up the appointment, I want you to ask them if they make important decisions together. Now, why would I say that? Because you want to get that spouse or significant other on the phone or in that conversation too. You don't want to be talking to one when that couple makes decisions on their own, because guess what? That person's going to want to go back and tell their spouse, who's probably going to be a naysayer. They need to see the presentation. They need to hear the information at the same time. It's powerful and it'll make a big difference for you. Then you want to confirm the time and get off the phone. Okay, I've got a quick example for you. I've recently started a business that's going to allow me and my family to create real freedom in our finances and ultimately in our time. Over the next few years, I'm going to do something big with this. I have a list of several hundred people sitting in front of me, but I wanted you to be one of the first to know because, and obviously you got to put in the because I know you're entrepreneurial. I know you've been in business. I know we were talking about you wanting an exit strategy. I know you guys need extra income, whatever the reason. Or I just think it'd be fun to work together. I don't know if this will be anything you're interested in, but you have to see this. And you could again say, and I don't have an attachment to whether it's for you or not. Do you have 30 minutes tonight when you can be in front of your computer? It's 90% visual. And they're going to say, yeah, I do, or no, I don't. And then you would ask, so do you and your spouse, or do you and Dave make decisions about important matters together? Then can he be available then too? Okay, so let's push to 8. Okay, great. So I can count on you guys to answer the phone. Awesome. I'm setting that time aside for y'all. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay. So you can kind of get an idea. If you set it up properly, you've already hit some things, right? The one thing I didn't include in that was, I've really been searching for something to be able to put my name on and to really be able to stand behind, and I have found it. I didn't say that. That'd be a good thing, because that's, again, addressing an objection before it comes up. Okay, so let's talk about how you can eliminate the fear of objections forever, because I find that people have fear around this. I find that the two biggest places where there's fear with a new business, with a new teammate, is around inviting people. I think that's huge. I think most people never even start because they're scared, or they go out, they don't listen to their upline if they have an upline that's helping them. And that's actually another whole issue where many people don't, and they're abandoned, which just infuriates me. But they never, ever even make the phone calls, or they do, they go and throw up all over their friends and family, right? Have you been there and done that? I have. And again, we can recover from that, but I think so many people don't, because they get such a bad response. They get, where their friends and family think they have Ebola and they totally avoid them. And so we don't want that to happen. The second place I see people having so much fear is the fear of objections. So let's say they get through and they get to an appointment and they start to talk to people, and then the people start asking them all these questions. They start getting on the defensive, and they start trying to answer all these, quote unquote objections that this person has. Again, they're not skilled enough. A new person, and this takes time. And that's why working as a team in a three-way call situation is ideal. I don't know what exact business you're in, but it may be party, it may be, in-person presentations. We do probably 95% of our business on the phone. So it works really, really well to use a third party. But we want to eliminate the fear of objections forever. So number one, the way you do that is ask lots of open-ended questions. You don't tell people, you ask. So the way our process works in my business is I would invite someone to take a look. I would ask them when they have 30 minutes to be in front of their computer. I would call them at the appointed time. I would say, great, let me direct you to where you need to go. I would send them to the website. I would say it's a 13-minute video. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to call you back. And then we'll just chat and, get your feedback and stuff. And they're like, okay, cool. So I call them. And the good thing about doing it this way, guys, is that I don't ever have to worry about somebody saying I didn't watch the video, because I know they're watching the video, unless they just don't, but they do. I've never had anybody not. So when I get back on the phone with them, the very first thing I say, if they're not my own prospect, I'm going to build rapport with them and make a connection. But you want to ask them, what did you like best about what you saw? You don't say, did you like it? But you want to ask them, what did you like best? Do you see an opportunity for yourself? I just cut to the chase, because listen to me. I don't want to waste my time or theirs if there's absolutely no interest in what I have. And if I just showed them a 13-minute presentation that has amazing information in it and they don't see an opportunity, then nothing I'm going to say is going to make any difference. So at that point, I'm just going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to dig a little bit. I'm going to dig. I will. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time. And I'm going to encourage you not to either. So do you see an opportunity for yourself with the product or with the product and the business? Now, you want to move in at this point into asking them questions. So let's just assume this person's interested in the business, okay? Obviously, they're interested in the product, but they're interested in the business too. You want to establish where they are right now. You want to say, so tell me, Dave, what's going on that has you open? What's going on in your life right now, in your world, in your business, in your job, your finances? Why are you open? How long has this been an issue for you? So you're just listening, you're listening. What else have you tried? And how is this affecting your quality of life? Now, I'm going to tell you, if you are on the phone and you're having this conversation with somebody, first of all, it's heartfelt. This needs to come from a place of authenticity and integrity, where you are connecting with this person, wanting to find out if this could be a fit for them. Take yourself out of the equation. Take your need to make a sale or your need to enroll somebody out and make it about them. And then I encourage you, if you are in a situation where you can, take notes. Because this way you're going to use this further on in the conversation. You're going to see how this goes. So when you can establish their pain where they are right now, this is usually their why. And it's going to be the thing that's going to motivate them. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Most people are motivated by pain, not pleasure. Most people want to get away from something bad more than they want to go to something good. That's why we have such complacency in this world. And is because people, it's not bad enough. And even if they have a dream about something they want to go to, they're not motivated to go to it because it's not bad enough. And the pain doesn't hurt enough. So the second thing you're going to do is, after you've established where their pain is, you're going to go into pleasure questions. You're going to focus on dreams and goals. Like, what would you like to experience more of in your finances? Or, what would that look like in your life? What do you want your, family time to be like, or your time, or, your health? I mean, you can fill in the blank with anything you want. And you just want to get an idea, how would this affect your life if you were able to achieve that? And one I like a lot, and it's not on here, is if you could wave a magic wand. Let me see. If you could wave a magic wand and create your dream life, what would that look like? I love that question, because people will just tell you, oh, I'd be able to do this and travel and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm taking notes again while they're telling me all this information, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out the gap. And I'm just going to say, because this actually naturally occurs, and they're probably going to start to put it together in their own head, but we need to point it out to them. But it naturally occurs when we've actually established their pain and their dreams. And it's a good time that you can say, it sounds like there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And I would like to really continue to see if, this company or this product or whatever, this business could maybe provide a solution for you to bridge that gap. Are you open to that? And again, because you've asked permission and you've really gotten to know them and where they're coming from, I've never had anybody say no. Now, the next thing you're going to want to move into is the commitment to change. And I love this part, because this really solidifies kind of where they're coming from. And it's the glue in the cement that's going to hold their decision together. So questions to ask in this stage is, so let me ask you, are you ready for change? You've just shared with me that you really want to be home with your kids, and that, your ideal life would be for, you guys to be able to travel, for you to be able to, give to your church and to be involved in missions. And, how serious are you about that? Like on a 1 to 10, with 1 being I'm not and 10 being I'm absolutely ready today to change that. Where are you? Well, it's going to cause them to think. And I have people all the time saying I'm a 9, I'm an 8, a 9, a 10. And I'm like, cool. So what if nothing changes? What if you stay exactly where you are? What if you keep working full time and you keep trading time for money and you keep only being able to have 1 weekend vacation a year? And because again, you've written all this stuff down. What if nothing changes? Can you live with that? And most people say, no, I can't and I won't. Now, this is where we're going to move into the solution. And we're going to shift to more logic-based questions at this point, because we've been in more an emotional. And you're probably wondering, Emily, what does this have to do with objections? Well, what we're doing, guys, is we're really getting to know someone. And if you've noticed, I haven't talked about my business. I haven't talked about my product, my company, or any of that. All I've done is get to know my prospect and getting to know where they're coming from, what's going on in their world, because guess what? This is about them. It's not about me. So we're going to ask them things like, how do you see this program or this business or this, product making a difference in your life? Because remember, they've seen a video, and the video that you're using should do a pretty good job telling the story. Should be doing an excellent job. Actually, it should do better than we would. So they should have a pretty good idea of what it could do for them. And then, you could ask, what do you perceive this would bring to your life? Then I move into really specific questions, and I ask them, so listen, how much money do you want to make in the next 6 to 12 months? just working in a side project, part-time. And they're going to give you a number. Write that number down. How many hours do you think you could put a week to a side project? And they're going to give you that number, and you write that number down. And then the next question I ask is, so what kind of budget do you have to get started and to invest in getting your business going and getting a business going if you decide that this is the right step for you to take? And they're going to give you a number. They may say, I don't have any money. And there's definitely something that we can say to that, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But so the thing I do at this point, when I say, so do you see this, what do you see this opportunity doing for you, or how could it help you? I really go back to their dream. I really want to reconnect that. So, how much money do you want to make in the next 6 to 12 months to really start to alleviate some of y'all's financial stress? How many hours a week do you feel like you could carve out of your schedule to really be able to put to this, to be able to make that money? And then knowing that, and knowing that this is going to be an exit strategy for you, and it's going to allow you to start to move in the direction of your dream lifestyle, what kind of budget do you have to get started? And then I'm going to pause, and I'm going to say, we build as a team, and we are looking to fill, and this is in my business. I don't know how your business is structured, so I can say this. I don't know that you can. I'm in a binary. You may not be, but you can take the idea of what I'm saying and then put your own spin on it, okay? Which is what we do with everything, right? Okay, so we build as a team, and we are looking to fill the next 2 open spots on our team, but only with motivated, positive, coachable people who are ready to move, because these people are going to benefit from all the future business that we do. And our team is full of strong recruiters, the number 2 and number 4 recruiter in the whole company last year. And then that's when I would go into, so I'm curious, how much money would you like to add to into your pocket over the next 6 to 12 months? How many hours a week, and what do you have to invest? And, again, sometimes you could get pushback right there with, I don't really have any money, or maybe I have $100 or $200. And then my question would be, is that really all you have to invest? If this could really put you on a path that over the next 5 years would allow you to live your dream life, could you get any more money together? What is your dream life worth to you? $300, $500, $1,000, $5,000? And if I put something together that worked for you, would there be anything else that you need to get started? Now, you're probably going, Emily, we didn't talk about the products. We didn't talk about the business opportunity. No, this is an interview to see if this person is the kind of person that you want to work with. That's the posture that a leader takes. We are concerned for them. We want to see where they are and what's going on, but we want to decide, is this a person? Now, if we're talking product, that's a different story. And you can obviously take the same type of structure I'm giving you and apply it to the product, no problem. And you're going to increase your product sales dramatically by doing this and getting to know people and helping to attach their why with the benefits of your product line that hopefully, again, your video has shared with them, and then you can just reinforce. So let's talk about, so you're going to take it to the close, tell them what you're looking for, that you want to fill the 2 spots. Is there anything else that they need to know before they get started? Because listen here, the bottom line is this. Your prospect wants to get to the promised land. They want to live their dream lifestyle. That's why we all got into network marketing. And I think we forget that as network marketers, as business owners. And all your prospect wants to know, truthfully, bottom line, is, can you take me there? Can you take me to the promised land? Can I live my dream lifestyle too? Now, we know what we have. We know about our product. We know about our company. We know about our team. We know about our training. We know about all of those things. And we believe 100% because we're doing it. The factor that we still is the unknown variable is that prospect. And are they really going to do it? And we know that the vast majority of people don't. But that's what your prospect wants to know. And so it's our job to paint that picture for them, to know that there is a promised land. They can live their dream lifestyle, and we can help take them there. So what you want to do is continue to focus on their why, which again is their pain, what they want to make, the kind of money they want, and how many hours they can work. And we're going to go through that as we go through these objections. And I'm going to kind of just put them up on the screen, and then I'm going to talk through them. Okay. I didn't put this all out on the PowerPoint because it would have been so long, but we're going to go into the first objection that people can get is, will I be supported? Now, I will tell you, this objection from somebody that's not in network marketing is not very common. It's very common if you recruit people from other companies. And I don't mean going out and recruiting them, but just you have a conversation, you build a relationship, you find out if they're open at any point. Because again, if we've ever been in business for very long, my friends and I that are in other companies, we've always asked each other that. So are you open? Do you want to hear what I'm doing? And the top thing I think people want to know that are coming from network marketing is, will I be supported? Because so many people aren't. And so let's say that your prospect says this to you. When you said to them, I'm going to go back to my question. So it was, so is there anything else you need to know before you get started? That's a powerful question. That's a question that you need to write down, because you're going to hear me say it over and over and over as we go through these objections. Okay. So let's jump ahead again. So the top 10 objections, will I be supported? So I'm going to go into how I would answer it. So I could tell you everything we have in place, but then I would be selling you, and I don't want to do that. We do have a great team with top-notch leadership whose biggest desire is to work with people who are ready to change their life. And if you feel that you would benefit from that, awesome. I know we have it all in place, but I want you to have the desire and passion to do this. Is there anything else that you need to know before you get started? And again, I've dealt with all these objections, and it's amazing when you're going to see some patterns that are going to appear as we go through this. That's a very powerful statement. I could go in and tell you everything we have in place. I could go explain every product from top to bottom. I could go pick apart the compensation plan, but I would be selling you. And I don't want to sell you. And I'm sure you don't want to be sold. We do have amazing stuff. We have an awesome comp plan. We have incredible products. And you're going to learn all about that in our Getting Started training. If you feel like this is the right opportunity to help take you from where you are, trading time for money, working 50 hours a week with no end in sight, to in 3 to 5 years being able to walk away and live your dream lifestyle. If you feel like there's value here for you to do that, then absolutely this is available to you. So you can kind of see how you can frame that up. Next question. I don't know how to do this. They could definitely say, especially somebody that's never been in network marketing can say, I don't know how to do this. How do you do this business? I don't really understand what I would even be doing. I can totally understand how you would feel that way. I felt the very same way when I first got started too, but this is what I found. And this is what I learned. It's actually a super simple system. And we actually train you every step of the way through our Getting Started training program. Let me ask you, Jenny, you're a nurse, right? Or you're a teacher or coach or cop or mom. So how long did it take for you to become that? How long did you go to school? Yeah. Okay. So do you have a master's? And how long did that take you? So you went to school for 6 years. Wow. And did they pay you to do that? No, you paid money, right? Just to go learn, to have the opportunity to become a nurse or a cop or whatever. Now, let me ask you this. When you got out of school, did you know everything you needed to know about being a nurse? No, you didn't. You actually, and I've heard people say this, no, that's when actually the training started. And that's when I tell them exactly. So it's the same thing. When I first got started, I plugged in, I followed the system, and I also followed the people who were having success. So if I could teach you how to do the same thing, is there anything else that you need to know to get started? You see, we're going to end it every time asking that question. We want to use the feel, felt, found method all the time, guys. Our biggest inclination, especially when we're amateurs in the business, is when somebody throws an objection, is we want to go and defend it. We want to give them all the features and all the stuff, all the details. And what we really need to do is step back, and we need to tell a story. And we need to let them know that they're not alone in the questions that they have, and that we felt the same way. Okay. It's powerful if you can do that. I need to try the product or service first. This is probably a big one. It is for me, for sure. And this has been a very great way to address this objection. I can understand how you would feel that way. Wow, where have we heard that before, right? I felt the same way when I first saw the presentation too. I knew I wasn't happy where I was, and I knew I wanted the opportunity to live my dream lifestyle. And I truly believed that this could take me there. I trusted my friend who had introduced me to this, and I didn't want to miss filling one of her 2 open spots and benefiting from all the future business that she was going to write. I looked at my dream lifestyle and knew that if I didn't change something, I would never achieve it. So I dug deep and I made the investment because I wanted to try every product so that I would know that I could confidently recommend them. And that's exactly what happened. I got those products in my body, or you could say I got that service. I tried it, experienced it, and these products lit me up, and I just had to share it. And the same thing's going to happen for you. So is there anything else that you need to know before getting started? Now, how does the comp plan work? So again, another really great approach when someone asks you a question, and it's an objection, or just wanting to know, is ask them a question back. So how does the comp plan work? Well, usually that means that people want to promote the product and build a business. Is that right? Is that what you want? You want to make an income? Well, listen, again, we talked about how much you want to make over the next 6 to 12 months. And that you said it was about, you want to make about $1,000 a month in the next 6 months. Well, here's the deal. I could actually sit here and try to explain it to you, and I would just confuse you like I know happened to me when I first heard about it and heard about the comp plan. So do you actually want to know how it works, or do you want to know what to do to make $1,000 a month over the next 6 months? And I promise you, 95% of people are going to say they want to know what they need to do to make the money. Now, you're going to get some greens in there who are very green, who are very analytical, and they're going to want to know. And that's okay. But when you ask that question, what you're doing is eliminating 95% of the objection. So I can show you, do you want to know how it works, or do you want to know what to do to make $1,000 a month over the next 6 to 12 months? And they're going to say, well, I want to know what to do. Awesome. I can absolutely show you exactly what you need to do. And we're going to go over all of that in your Getting Started training if you decide this is for you. So is there anything else you need to know before getting started? Another question. How's this different from all the others? Now, you may be in a field where it's not a prevalent field, where there's a lot of competition or a lot of other companies, a lot of other products or services. But for most people, lots of people are in health and wellness. You've got people that are in travel. You've got people that are in energy deregulation. You've got people that are in legal services. Those are generally the big ones. And you're going to have other companies that are offering similar quote unquote type things. But it is frustrating to me, especially if you've shown them a video, right, that points out the differences. So what I say when somebody says this to me is, how is this different from all the others? I say, well, that's kind of interesting, because the video went into detail about that. So how do you mean exactly? And I just shut up, because I want them to tell me exactly what they mean, because how's this different from all the others is such an open-ended question with no specificity. And I have no idea what they even mean. So how do you mean? How do you mean exactly? How's this different? And let them talk. Now, whatever they say, I generally will come back with, you know what, I understand how you could feel that way. I had similar questions, but I didn't want to miss getting my spot on the team and benefiting from everything they would be doing going forward. And you know what, I knew there was a 30-day money back guarantee. So I got enrolled. I just went ahead and got enrolled and figured it was a win-win. Either they were right and the products were going to be amazing, or they weren't and I could return them. Besides, that's all going to be included in the Getting Started training. So is this important enough to you to put off getting your spot on the team? And again, that's just kind of a question that's going to separate out people who are truly serious from people who aren't. And then again, you can ask, is there anything else you need to know before getting started? I don't have the money. I'm sure we hear that one a lot. And, you know, again, I'm going to go back to, and you're going to see, guys, there is, like, again, a total pattern. I totally understand. I felt the same way when I saw the options. I knew I wanted to do it because I wanted to create my dream lifestyle and not miss this opportunity. I knew I wanted to come in with the big pack, and I just had to figure out how. I'll tell you, many people charge it and pay it off later or borrow it from their savings. Or maybe, you know, some people just in my team just spend less that month. Or I've also had people sell things to make the money. But let me ask you something. If you had the opportunity to buy Facebook stock back in 2005 for $1,000, knowing what you know now, would you do it? And they're going to say, yeah. And then you would say, how quickly would you do it? How quickly would you come up with that money? That's the kind of investment we're talking about. I can show you how to get your investment back and get profit in your pocket. Does that sound good? So would there be anything else that you need to know before getting started? Again, we're just addressing their fear. That's what generally objections are driven by. They're driven by the fear of the unknown. I don't think this is for me. Have you ever heard anybody say that? Yeah. What does that mean? That's exactly what I would ask them. How do you mean exactly? And let them tell you. Probably more times than not, you're going to hear them say, I'm not a salesperson. And how many times have you heard that, right? I hear that all the time. I hear people tell me that all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how you feel. Me either. I actually hate being sold. And I bet you do too. But you know what I have actually found is people like to buy. And we have something amazing to offer them. Have you ever used something amazing? Like maybe you've read a good book, or you've seen a good movie, you've eaten at a good restaurant. Maybe you've had exceptional service and you shared that with someone else. This is the exact same thing. And guess what? We're going to go over all that in the Getting Started training so that you know exactly what to do. So would there be anything else that you'd need to know before getting started? And again, we are not turning, I want to go back to that. It's that posture. We don't give in. And guys, it's not going to be perfect. And we're going to give over our posture all the time in this process of learning. But that's the beauty of it. We have our whole journey to learn and to figure it out as long as we don't quit. And the thing that my upline said to me right before he passed away, in March, was he was sharing with me, because I think I was lamenting something, and I was upset about things not moving fast enough and things not falling like I thought they should. And he said, Emily, stop and realize that the joy is not in the destination. The joy is in the journey. It's in the becoming. And I was like, that just has resonated with me over and over and over again. And I want to pass it on to you guys. Don't get frustrated. Now, if you're not doing what you need to do, then yeah, you may need to look at yourself in the mirror and have a hard talk with yourself. And you may need to go to somebody and say, look, I am not doing what I need to do. And if that's the case, then I want to hold that mirror up for you. But if you are, and things aren't falling the way you think, just keep doing it. Keep getting better. Keep learning, keep growing, keep practicing. And I promise you, this will work. It just may not be in your time frame. And I'm going to continue to remind you to find joy in the journey. Okay, so I don't think this is for me. So we talked about that. This is another huge one. How about this one? I don't have the time. Oh my goodness. How many times have you heard that? And I love this one. So again, I'm going to ask them. I don't have the time to do this. So really, so how do you mean exactly? How much time do you think you need? So how do you mean exactly? That's what I would say. I'd just listen and be quiet. Listen to what they say. And then I'd probably say, well, so how much time do you think you need? And they're going to give me their answer. And then I'm going to go into my feel, felt, found again. I understand how you feel, but what I found is that I fit my business into my life, into the nooks and crannies, not my life into my business. So let me ask you, what has you so busy that you can't find the time to really help you be able to create that financial margin that we talked about a little while ago, that would be able to allow you to take that extra vacation or to be able to pay cash for your kids' college? What has you so busy that you can't find a few hours a week to create income that would allow you to do those things? And they're going to tell you, I've got this and this and this and this and this, and they're going to give you their whole laundry list. And then I just would pause and I'd be like, wow. So how long do you have to do that for? And they're going to be like, what? You know, and then you could simply say, how would you like another option where you could be done in 5 years? Because I can show you how to do that in our Getting Started training. Is there anything else that you would need to know before getting started? And again, guys, when the why is big enough, and that's why you want to every time, as many times as you can, practice that. Weave that why back in to the feel, felt, found, back into the, you know, if I could show you a way to get that, what you're looking for, to get away from that pain and to get to that pleasure, to put that extra money in your pocket, to get out of debt, whatever it is, guys. That's why you want to get to know your prospect in the beginning. Okay, let's move on because I know we were late starting and I want to wrap things up. How about this one? Is this a pyramid scheme? I'm just going to be honest. I very rarely get this one. Very rarely. Now, I know when people are first getting started in the business, they can. And I think it's just because they don't feel as confident about what they're doing and they're not really sure they totally believe in network marketing. I actually did a great blog post on kind of this whole idea of the mindset, skill set, and action. It's how to grow a wildly successful business. If you want to go check that out on my blog, that I think could be really helpful. I talk about mindset and about the areas you need to have a really strong mindset in. But is this a pyramid scheme? So if somebody says this to me, this is what I would say. Well, pyramid schemes are illegal. So what do you mean exactly by pyramid scheme? And I'm going to let them tell me. Now, there's generally 3 options that come up when somebody talks about pyramid scheme. Number one, it's, they say, well, you know, it's just a pyramid. It looks like a triangle. It looks like, you know, there's the person at the top and everybody else underneath. And I'm like, well, yeah, in structure, it looks like a pyramid, just like any other corporation, school district, or government does. The only difference in network marketing is that the people at the bottom and they have gotten in, you know, later have actually just as much opportunity to move to the top as anybody else, which is not true for traditional business. That's one way to overcome that. Another way it could be that they're saying, is it, you know, one of those deals where the people get in early and make a whole lot of money? Then I would say, yeah, it actually is. And you have the great fortune of finding out about this early. Now, you may not be able to say that. Your company may be older and more established, but it doesn't preclude people from getting in and making a lot of money. It's really about the person. And then the third way it could go is, well, so if you mean it's one of those deals where only the people at the top make any money and everybody else loses money, then actually, no, it's not one of those deals. Because the people at the top, let me tell you, they make a lot of money because they've worked really hard. And the ones who don't, haven't. That's the difference. So is there anything else you would need to know before you get started? And then our last question is, I want to think about it. Now, this one probably of all of them makes me the craziest. Because I'm going to tell you, nobody's going home. and sitting on their back porch and thinking over it. And they're not going on a walk and contemplating the pros and the cons. Guys, if this was an $80,000 franchise, then yes, they would need to think about it. But we're talking about a business that starts with a few $100s, maybe $1,000. It's not something that most people have to think about. That is a major stall tactic. People want to slow the process down when they start to say that. So my question, if somebody says to me, I want to think about it, I say, okay, so what exactly do you want to think about? And I want them to give me something specific. And then I'm going to go, after they've kind of shared with me what's going on, and I'm going to tell you whatever they tell you initially is not usually going to be the reason. So I want to think about it. Well, I just am not sure I have the time. Okay. Is there anything else? Well, I'm just not really sure, whatever, how this is truly different. Okay. Anything else? I just don't know that I can swing the money. It's usually the third option. Okay. And then my question is going to be, so listen, is it important enough for you to put off getting your spot and being able to benefit from everything this team is going to do going forward? Because you shared with me earlier that you really want to change your life, that you really want to move out of that job. You want to be home. You want to be more present for your kids. What do you perceive getting started now will do for you in terms of moving that direction? Do you feel like it will help you to do that? Do you feel like it will help you move closer to your dream? And people generally will say, I think it will help me. Now, if they don't, and they're like, no, I still want to think about it, then we have to let it go. And again, that's with any of these objections. You have to do what you can do and overcoming them. And then we always want to honor the prospect. But those are really, for me, the top 10 objections that people give consistently and that I've seen happen a lot. So I really, really hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that I've been able to pour some value into you. And I really want to always offer a next step after I've done a training. And I want to always be able to share a resource with you that has helped me to really be able to up my game and take my business to the next level. And that may be you. You may be ready to take the next step. You may want to amplify what you learned tonight to get a yes more often in your business. And if you do, then I want to offer you something that will allow you to do that. And this will be a fit for some of you guys, and it won't be a fit for others. It's only for those of you who are ready to really move beyond where you are. And I really want you to meet Tiffany Peterson of the Lighthouse Principles. Tiffany is a coach, a trainer. She is a master at increasing the yes. And Tiffany actually has a training that I got several years ago. I heard her on a webinar and was pulling my credit card out before it was even over. Because Tiffany teaches the mindset and the skill set that you need to become a top producer. A lot of what I shared with you tonight, especially in the beginning, is a lot of Tiffany's training. And there's a lot more to it than that, than what I shared tonight. But she is masterful. She has a heart of service. As a matter of fact, she teaches the serve to sell philosophy. She is a master trainer with Jack Canfield, and Jack Canfield gives her high praise for for her skills and what she's able to do. She actually became the #1 salesperson in his organization, and now she obviously has her own business. But she will teach you how to become a solutions provider, not a salesperson, which that's what we want to become. Now, there's an aspect of sales, guys, to our business, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But if we can really become a solutions provider and learn how to have a serve to sell philosophy, we're going to see things change. She also is going to teach you how to increase your confidence factor and to dive deeper into the sales system. This is a 183-minute CD series that's packed full of training to help you become a master at increasing the yes. And it's an investment of only $97, which to me is a no-brainer. So if you feel like that is the next best step for you and you're ready to amplify what we learned and talked about tonight, then go to emilyquisenberry.com/sales mastery, and you can grab that training up. Again, it's emilyquisenberry.com/sales mastery. And, you know, I really hope that again, tonight has impacted you. I hope that some of these things that we talked about and some of these objections and how to overcome it and talking about posture, I hope that all of those things, you know, have made a difference for you. If you have any specific questions, you definitely pop them in the chat, because I will, you know, I can see the chat and I can answer, you know, any questions that you might have. And guys, also, you know, after we finish tonight, I would so appreciate it if you wouldn't mind hopping over. I posted on my fan page asking, you know, if you got value from the webinar tonight, because you know, we don't know each other. We haven't met, most of us. And I would love to be able to put a face with a name. And I just want you to know that without my, you know, I hate to call you fans, but without my audience and without my community on Facebook, and without the people that, you know, have taken that step to even have a closer relationship with me through email, guys, I would be nothing and I would be nowhere. And I am so grateful to the community and to the people. I'm so grateful for you. So if you wouldn't mind just leaving me a quick note underneath that post that asks if you got value, that way I can put a face and a name and know how it impacted you tonight. So, again, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for hanging with me with all the technical difficulties. I want to honor your time. We've been going at about an hour. And again, if you feel like Tiffany's course, her training would help you to become better skilled at your overcoming objections and at getting to know your prospect and learning to, you know, become better in the sales process, then grab that up, guys. You will not be sorry. It is an amazing training and has made a huge impact on me and my ability in that area. So listen, I'm going to say goodnight, and I want to thank you so much for your time and just for trusting me. Go and make it a great night, and I will talk to you soon.